From the balmy shores of sunny Florida to the cold winds of Chicago and everywhere in between, you're watching the Red Wemette Show, live, coast to coast.
Hello, folks. I am Red Wemette. Today is August 11th, 2025, and this is Nick Celozzi. I'm doing this right. Nick Celozzi and Joe Celossi as special guests.
There you go. Thanks, Red, for having us on.
Red, it's good to see you for a change.
Thank you.
Now I know what you look like. Okay.
There you go.
Now I'm going to save you some money.
When they finish your book, I want to get a copy of your book.
Oh yeah. Right now, the last 2 months we've been going through his life story, which is the book will be out in a few months. We'll have you as the target date, and being a son, he's 90. How old are you now? I don't want to say his age on her.
26.
But he's older than 50. He's older than 50, Red. And,
I'm a lot older than 50.
yeah.
I'm 52 and a half.
There you go. And we're going over, my childhood, his childhood. It brings back memories, and you actually live it. I'm reliving his life again. And it's interesting and it's exciting. And we got pictures from his childhood to his early years in the car business, to all his awards, to his charioting to the top of the world in the car business, and then the maintaining it. It's interesting, and it's a motivation book as far as you can be nothing, a zero guy, comes from little means, make it to the top of the world. The American dream, basically what it is.
Well, Red, I think what the greatest part of my life was the fact that I came from a typical European family, and things weren't that easy those days. I mean, and just to move up the ladder like I did, it tells me, how lucky can you get? I mean, selling. When I started selling, I became the top salesman in the state. Ford Motor Company gave me a new Thunderbird. It goes on and on. I mean, it's just all these nice things that happen.
Young.
So
It takes a combination, in my opinion. It takes a combination. First of all, you got to have the personality for it. That's number one.
all right, yeah.
You're getting out and selling. You're a salesman. You're selling cars.
Yeah.
You're selling your brand, yourself, your name. So
You're right. You're right about that. And I used to tell my salesmen, you got to have the personality to be able to take care of people, and you got to make sure that when you're with them, you treat them like you want to be treated. I mean, because people don't know you, and you don't know what reaction you're going to get from a person that's going to spend money, maybe. And that's what my policy was. Each person had to be taken care of, and I used to tell them, don't let a customer walk out without you talking to me. And I said, otherwise walk with them,
Yeah.
And so I used to talk to every customer. My desk was in the showroom.
Yeah.
And I could see everybody walks in, and then you could talk to me if you had a problem with your car. You could do anything. And
He was on a perch. He was up high. So you can look at everybody.
I wasn't there at nighttime all the time because I was there a couple times at nighttime. But
Okay, there you go.
what was that?
At nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
You sometimes cross street, mostly. You were out back and forth.
Well, my home was a few blocks away, so I go home for dinner and eat with the family.
Yeah.
Right after we all got done eating, I ran right back to work. Well, a couple blocks. It's all, no problem. I did that for years, and it was nice.
you see where
In those days,
here?
Who?
Mike
Oh, yeah.
Moore.
Well, you always pay more money. He puts on there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Pay more money.
yeah, I see it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. In those days, we were open on Sundays. You know what I mean? So Saturday and Sundays were open. They were big weekends all the time.
Yeah. Until they closed on Sundays back in the early 80s.
Yeah,
The law in Illinois, you had to be all car dealers had to close on Sundays.
and they're still closed.
They're still closed.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, he loves sales. Sales is not for everybody, right? It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You have to really
No.
love what you're doing. It's
No.
hard. It wasn't hard for you because you loved it.
Well, I start selling door to door, Fullerbrook, and you get used to people slamming the door on you, and you get used to
Rejection.
because the next house you go to, you can't look mean from the front of the house.
Yeah.
So you smile at the door again. Well, you know, so you learn to do that. You learn rejection when you go door to door for people.
You actually plug the vacuum cleaner in to show how it worked?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
God.
to show the people I plug it when I sell in the vacuum.
Throw
cleaner.
dirt on the floor?
Yeah. And you know how many times the husband would open the door and say, "What do you want?" Well, I'm just selling. No, he slammed the door on me. Get out of here.
You win some, lose some.
But it was my training. That was the training to go sell cars.
Yeah, before he was a bricklayer. Well, he was a bricklayer first, but driving past the car dealership every day made him want to go in there and see what they were doing, right? Basically.
Well, we used to drive from Hillside back to Kedzie and Lexington and Chicago, and I used to say to the guys in the car, we always went 3-4 guys. I said, every time we passed this dealership there, I said, that guy's sitting there smoking a cigarette, white shirt and tie. Does he make a living? You know? And my friend said, yeah, forget about it, you know. And so that week I went to the same dealership and I talked to the manager. I said, I want to sell cars. And he says, okay, start tomorrow. And 3 days went by. I didn't sell a car. Went in Saturday morning. I said, I'm going to get up back, go back to work. And he said, I'll tell you what, stay here for 2 more days and I'll pay X amount of dollars. So Sunday got done. I walked in the office. He says, looks like you're not leaving. I said, yeah, right. I sold 3 cars. I'm not going to go anywhere. And that was it. That was it then. I stood in the business.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What if you didn't sell those 3 cars, you know, or you didn't walk in the dealership, you know, originally?
I'm really
Well, the big,
that you
the
cannot tell
big,
me how many cars you sold in your lifetime.
Oh, it was over 250,000 there. The dealership.
oh yeah.
I think you counted. Was it 280?
Well, when we sold the one of the years, it was 89, I think.
2000.
General Motors.
Oh yeah.
General Motors had a big event going, and we outsold every dealer in the United States. We were a Chevrolet dealer. We sold 5,559 dealers.
Just Chevys.
Just Chevys.
Not counting other used cars.
No, not counting used cars, nothing. And that was one big event. And the other event was when I was a salesman for Jim Moran, Courtesy Motors. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Jim Moran, the courtesy man.
Yeah, Jim Moran, Courtesy Man. That's it.
Well, he was nice, tall guy, blonde, you know, very sweet, very nice. Oh yeah. He used to come out on he was one of the first dealers with commercial, and back in the 50s. And he'd say, okay, folks, commercial's coming on. You don't have to watch this. And then he'd do the commercial, and people love hearing that you don't have to watch this commercial, you know. And that, you know, and Courtesy Motors, I was there 8 years. It really made me, because the customers he had was busy every day. Open 11 p.m. every night.
Ooh.
9 to 11 every day, 7 days a week. Oh yeah,
that's a grind.
Yeah.
Jim Moran sold used cars. He'd say, now we have this nice used clean car.
That's it.
Yeah, and then he'd say, Nick, bring up that car. And then I'd be in the car waiting to be called. And I drive in front of the camera. And yeah, we had that. Yeah. But how I got the job there when I first went there, I was leaving the dealer on Madison, Oak Park. I went there and the manager said, I don't need anybody. He says, you know, I'm not hiring anybody. I got enough. So I went back there. And then that week I said, you know, I'm going to go back. So I went back to Courtesy Motors. And I said to the other manager, I said, if you hire me, I'll be your top salesman. So he brings me over to the manager and says, tell him what you told me. I said, if you hire me, I'll be your top salesman. So the manager said, why don't you hire him if he's going to be your top salesman? All right. He says, start tomorrow. It was the first of the month. End of the month, he's screaming on the phone. Everybody, all salesmen report to the room, orderly room. Get there. He says, how can the bank come in here in 30 days and be the top salesman? I outsold their top man by 1 car. It was 32 cars that month. And he sold 31, the same guy all the time. And from that point on, that changed everything. I mean, I've got a book that I'll show you when we get together. The first page that Jim Moran wrote before he passed away.
His life story.
His life story. And when you open the cover, it said, Nick, you made it all happen for me. Jim Moran, and the date that he signed it. And I got the book. That's how well we got along.
Well,
And he used to send me every year to his home in Palm Springs.
yeah, gown lady, his home gown lady.
Yeah. Every year he paid all my expenses. It was great to work for the guy. Yeah.
And then he opened up Southeast Toyota, Southwestern or Southeast.
Well,
Whole division.
you couldn't get a Toyota dealership without going through him. Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
Toyota wanted him to handle everything.
He became a billionaire over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Yeah.
But
It was a great going. Kept going up and up. It was great.
that's fate, I think. I think when you work hard,
Yeah.
you show that you got the talent, like an athlete, like a basketball player.
Yeah.
Your playing does your talking,
Yeah.
right? How you play the game or how you work, it dictates your pay, right? The great people get the great pay. I think,
Well, the top salesman in any type of career that they show, you have to know how to talk to a customer, a person. You could call him customer, but because that stranger sees you, they're on the alert too. They're watching. They're careful. So you got to make them feel comfortable. That's the main thing when you're selling, to have your person you're talking to comfortable, and then you go proceed with what you want to do. But if you're selling,
nobody wants to give you money if somebody don't like it.
right, and
Right. Bottom line.
it's I told Joey and a lot of these people one time, salesman comes up and he says, "What they all did they want to leave?" I said, "Let me go talk to them." So I went to talk to them, and the woman says, "I don't want to buy from him. He reminds me of my stepfather." So I said to the salesman, "Get out of here. I'll handle it." And I sold him a car, and I gave him half.
I'll take this one.
Goes to show you what people don't like, right?
That's right.
For example, what bothers them about a salesperson. It could be the littlest thing.
Well, the guy maybe resembled the guy. Who knows? I don't know. He said he reminds me of my stepfather, and I almost bust out laughing because it sounded funny to me. What a hell of an excuse to get out of the place.
And we're just talking about the movie, right? And my brother just got done with the movie in Canada, Winnipeg.
Speaking of talent, what about Junior's talent? Tell me about the movie.
Yeah, the movie's good. You got John Travolta starring in it, and you got the guy Dermot Mulroy, that one guy from that character actor. He's been in tons of movies.
Joe, what's the name of the movie?
2 Days November.
Okay.
Yeah.
It went from assassination, 2 Days November. John Travolta plays Roselli, and that guy Fitzgerald.
That's one of the mafia guys.
Yeah, Sam's guy.
Yeah.
And then the guy that plays Sam, he's a character actor. The guy with the white beard, you see. I thought he looks like him. I mean, you look at the eyes and everything.
Yeah.
He looks a lot like you.
He looks a lot like him. It's all about the 2 days before the assassination, not 6 months. It's all about in real time. So the movie's 2 hours old, whatever, 2 hours length. It's really like built in. It's nice because it's in that 2 hours. It's not over 2 years or 6 months. It's over a small.
He did, and he filmed in Canada.
Yeah,
He did all can. He's all done. I talked to him about 3-4 days ago.
They wrapped it up.
He's all done. He's happy with it, and
Editing now? Is it going to editing?
Now, they're editing now.
Yeah,
They're done right. They're editing now. It's going to be from the intel that he got, and a lot about it too. A lot of it's public knowledge, especially that Trump released all the thing on JFK assassination and Martin Luther King and Bobby, but a lot of it's public knowledge. But as you know, right after the assassination, Hoover had a meeting with Bobby Kennedy and Johnson, all that. Hoover didn't like the Kennedys. He said, "Look let me show you the phone records of these guys talking. Look at the numbers, and it's all within the last month, right? Tony Accardo, there's your cousin, senior. All within the last month about them calling each other. Ruby, Oswald, Giancana, Traficante, Roselli, all these people were back and forth, right?
Well,
now,
Ruby
back and forth.
Weiner.
What's that?
Ruby's brother actually called Irv Weiner down in American Bond. That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And Ruby was from Chicago originally, wasn't he? Evanston.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's right. And they say that
school together. Irv and he went to the same school together. They were in the same grade.
Hey, did you know that they had intel that JFK was hit a month earlier? They changed one of his flights. They knew that there was something going on against JFK a month before he got assassinated.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's in there. Yeah, yeah. So
We were
Hoover,
talking about something going to Miami, and they canceled
that's
that
right.
trip.
Cancel the
Yeah.
trip. So he knew something. Right.
There were
And you know that the JFK was dismantling the CIA,
Oh yeah.
and he was taking Vietnam. He was taking the troops in. They didn't want that. He was saying he was letting the troops bring them back to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And they didn't want that.
Yeah.
And he was dismantling the CIA, and Bobby didn't like him.
I
So-
believe that it's going to be a very big success for one reason.
What's that?
Well, many reasons, not just one, but one thing that's going to add to it is this is the first movie that's ever been made that had anybody represent Tony Accardo.
It's true. He said that's it. Yeah. This
He
guy
has
played
Tony Accardo in a movie ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
They've got somebody that looks like resembles him too.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he resembles him.
Yeah. The
too.
closest thing that they had a casino was Remo. That was Accardo. That was Aipa. Remo
Yeah.
was Aipa, right? Remember
Yeah.
the little guy? Yeah. And with Tony, but yeah,
No.
you're right.
Actually, what was his name? Remo Ganji or something like that. In the movie?
Yeah, Remo Ganji. Yeah.
One of the,
Really
one of the
showed
things about,
Yeah.
you know, Red, one of the things about those guys, they did not allow drugs.
Yeah.
You try to sell drugs, boy, you have a problem with them. Forget about the police, but they didn't want drugs being sold.
Because the heat, there was
And
much money.
in my time, they weren't sold that I know of. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's what it was.
Back in the 50s.
Yeah, yeah. So that was good.
Joey Lombardo told me in 1968. He told me,
Okay.
he said, this included marijuana. He said, if I catch you with drugs, I'll only tell you one time. The second time, you'll never know about it.
Yeah, well, that's right. And that's why we never had any that stealing all that stuff. We never had that.
I just let it go. I let it go.
Yeah.
It isn't worth it. Business. I was business. Business is more worth it than that.
That's right. Right. That's right. Yeah.
Did you hear today what Trump's doing in Washington, D.C. with the police? Because the Washington is so run down, the federal are taking over.
Washington's got a lot of crime.
Well, he's taking over the police there. The government is to clean it all up. There's a mandate that by law they can come in if there's a word to use against if it's emergency or something. He can come in there, and he just did it today. He announced it. The mayor can't do anything about it.
Yes.
So they're going to come in and clean the streets up because they kill people.
Yeah.
Washington D.C. has always been a slum. I mean,
That's true.
Back when I went to high school, I went there in high school in 1965. I went there in high school, and it was a mess. It really was. I mean, if you weren't by the Capitol building or someplace else, if you're around DC, it was slum. It was like going down Madison Street in Madison and Halsted. You know, or
you're right.
It was bad.
Yeah.
One thing nice about growing up in my time, we never had, you could walk the streets. You never worried about anybody putting a gun to your head or anything. Never.
It's true.
Even all the stores when I stayed, nobody robbed one of those stores, neighborhood stores, you know. Yeah, we never had it. It was a pleasure those days. It really was. I come from Kedzie and Lexington, you know.
Look at now.
Yeah.
The West Side.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that?
3100 West and about 700 South is what it, you know, starting in North and Madison Street. Yeah.
That's what was up.
Yeah. And that's what I'm just saying is that it was more comfortable. I mean, you could walk, do anything, no problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Now every time you pick up the paper now, all you hear is what somebody got killed. I mean,
back
Chicago.
Hey, anywhere in the patch, you could walk around.
Yeah. Right.
Kids out on the streets, no problem. Nobody hurt anybody. There was no violence. Today,
Yeah.
try to go to Richard's Bar. It's all street gangs. Ethnic street gangs, you know?
And probably, Red, there's a lot of business probably today don't do business because people don't want to travel there. You know what I mean? Whatever they say, if they have to drive maybe a half hour or they don't, you know, and that hurts business too, you know, because today everybody's worried about being out after 5 or 6 in the evening or especially 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It seems like that's when everything happens, you know.
Yeah.
But so if my dealership, we'd close early. Then 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we would be closing.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be open late anymore because nobody's going to be driving late at night anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Look at Red. Saw Red.
Yes, the old mugs.
We gave
What's the other one?
right here.
Oh.
About 100,000 of these. Look at this. Now this is the shaker. Some of these guys probably have the shaker.
Oh,
That is lovely. I love that thing.
everyone got one of those. Everybody got one of those. We and I told Joey, I said, a lot of people probably still today have one of these sitting on their
Oh, for sure.
on their desk or someplace. You know.
Red, look on the internet. They're selling them now. The mugs.
Yeah.
I would say there's hundreds of them for sale, anywhere from $15 to $50, and the shakers anywhere from $15, $50 for shakers. That's unbelievable. And
Yeah, look-
keychains.
Shaker. I'll look for the shaker.
Yeah, there's tons of them. And water still in them, too.
I gave away key holders too.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And a silver dollar bill. Was it silver dollar? Quarter? Or what'd you do? You gave away a
I don't remember.
bicentennial, those silver dollars, whatever, with Nick and Maury picture on it. You had your faces on it.
I forgot about that one.
And he also had Mount Nickmore. He put Maury and
Mount Nickmore, yeah.
Mount Rushmore with their faces in
I
the
remember
mountain.
that, yeah.
That's sold for $50.
There's so many things that's now I have a book with a lot of pictures and everything of my ads, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have that. I can refer back to some of the ads and I look at them, I say to myself, wow, what an ad, you know. It's a good ad. Something maybe 20 or 30 years ago I did it looks so good, you know.
Yeah.
And, but
How long has Maury been gone now?
well, he died July, let's see, first week, no, not the first week, yeah, the first week around the 25th, but about the 14th, I think, yeah, because my birthday is on the 27th, and he died about a week before my birthday, yeah.
Was it unexpected, or did he have an illness?
He had an illness, and the last 2-3 weeks he wasn't well. And the last time I talked was on Father's Day. I called him on Father's Day. I just had a funny feeling, and we talked. And then after that, you know, and his wife had died in March of this year. So both of them are gone this year. Ruth is gone, and then Maury went. I went to Ruth's funeral too, and so you know, and it was a long trip, him and I together, and we had a lot of fun. You know, we enjoyed our life too.
You
And
had
two partners,
for 50 years.
yeah. And General Motors told me, he said, your partnership was the best we ever had. The combination of the two people, you know, and I was I was owner, but I was general manager. I did the hiring and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to hire just people I liked the way they talked. You know, that's all.
You're surprised, Red. Since Maury passed away month now, the people coming up to him everywhere,
Oh,
out of nowhere, you know.
Red, wherever I sit in a restaurant or something, somebody will walk up to me and say, you know, I feel bad. You know, I said, well, thank you. You know, I don't know the people, but they thank me. And that's nice that people, you know, respond that way, you know. And,
I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, I hear that. Yep. That's the other thing I hear, yeah. And, but, you know, me and him are the same age, so I'm only going to make another 30 or 40 years, but, well, I gotta watch the way Joey spends money, you know.
You may have to go back to work.
Maybe back selling, start all over.
Oh, Lord, help me. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So how did Nick get started into the entertainment business?
That was
Well, I can tell you, he,
Michael.
no, Nicky, his brother. Well, when he was going to college, I said, Nick, I said, I want you to go to Notre Dame.
For lawyer.
So I called Notre Dame, got an appointment and everything. So I drove him to Notre Dame, and we spent an hour and a half, 2 hours there and all that. And then on the way back, I'm driving back, and he says, I'm going to go to
Marquette.
Marquette. I said, no, you're going to go to Notre Dame. He says, no. He says, I said, but I want you to be a lawyer. He said, what? He said, no, I can go. I can study law at Marquette. So then, after he's there a while at Marquette, he wants me to go to one of these plays he's in. I go there with my wife. We see that. After went backstage, I said, I thought you were going to be a lawyer. He said, well, to be a good actor, you have to be a good lawyer.
Yeah.
He says, so if I'm a good lawyer, I'll be a good actor. And I said, Nick, you're right. He said, you got to be a good lawyer. And yeah, so it's just, and then they went right to California after college, and I knew people in California because car dealers, and you get to know a lot of people, and he met them, and
You knew Bob Conrad, didn't you?
Bob Conrad.
Oh, Bob Conrad, yeah, oh yeah, we know real well, yeah.
Very difficult person.
Yeah. And Joe, what's our friend Joe,
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, came from well, not Hillside, but
Chicago
Maywood, and he was in Hollywood. And Joe, he's still there.
He played just Joey Sosa,
Yeah.
Godfather 3. He was in Criminal Minds,
Yeah.
Criminal Law, whatever that is, for years. Yeah.
He always
Nicky
played.
met him. Yeah, Nicky met him with Joey, and Joe introduced them to people there.
David Mammoth, but it was
Yeah.
basically Michael Tone, right? Michael Bob Conrad,
Bob Conrad,
Original.
yeah,
right? Original.
Bob Conrad, yeah.
You were staying at Bob's house.
So Nicky's happy there, and he devotes his time there. So he's dedicated to his work. He works at it, puts the hours and everything. So I like that. That's why guys like that, they're going to make it, because they work hard at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be coming to town soon.
It's a
And then when he comes to town, and everything, Joe, we'll call Red.
Yeah, we'll call. We'll put him on the show.
We'll put him there so you can talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he comes to town, he told me he's going to be coming in.
What day it is? I don't care what day it is. When he comes to town, you give me a call. We'll go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll do the book, and when the book, the release of the book, will you be the first one to do the show on it?
Yeah.
Plus, it's good. Red, you got a lot of following, and and he doesn't. It's the second podcast he's done. He did the phone interview with you that one time, but this is the first time for him to sit like this and do this is a lot for him. Because usually by now he's relaxing.
Yeah.
He's in bed with. Now it's okay. It's he likes it. We're the book. This is the starting of the book and the movie, and for him, this is we're going to be doing a bunch more. His life. I've been flying. I've been coming in every 2 weeks to go through this book with the author. So as I'm in North Carolina now, and I go and see him. Why not? I'm gonna have to come see him anyways. And I said, well, you know what?
Joe?
It's worth it.
You
Yeah.
down in Asheville?
I'm down in North Carolina, Asheville. Yeah. I'm a country hunter. I'm a humble country boy in the mountains.
Where's my phone?
Right. Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a humble country boy, an Italian country boy in the mountains. Yeah.
Country boy in the mountains.
Yeah.
So tell me more about the movie.
Well, the movie is they're doing the movie's done, and they have it sold.
Well, I didn't ask them,
Okay.
but I think they have to actually finish all the
right. All the
because I'm going to get a copy of the movie when he's done. So
Yeah.
And
Travolta's a big name, so there you go.
Yeah.
John Travolta, and playing Roselli. They say Roselli was there at the. I heard it at the.
But Travolta, but John did a lot of good movies.
Yeah, no, right. He plays Johnny Roselli.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great movie. I think, like you said, it's the first time it's in depth. 24 hours or 48 hours before the set. I mean, nobody's ever done that. That within 2 days condensed it. That's hard to do.
And
It's hard to do.
the reason what's going to make this movie good is the fact that it's like a continuation of The Godfather, but not in The Godfather representation. It's more legitimately more real,
Right.
because you've got Mooney's daughter that helped out in this movie.
Barbara.
No,
Barbara.
not Barbara.
That's what I look for in a movie, is if it's a real movie about real events, or if it's like The Godfather, fabricated.
Yeah.
She's gotta be there then.
Well, yeah,
She's there.
she's there, and she's done a lot with Nikki, and that, of course, that's Nikki's uncle. I mean, that's cousins.
Great uncle.
Yeah.
And that's her second cousin.
My wife's mother is Mooney's sister.
Yeah, you know.
So I mean, so that's all legitimate. It's not,
Right.
and they were all nice people. Believe me, those people. I mean, I know they got reputations, but they weren't like that. That's the way the movies made them. People like that. I mean, they had their way.
I knew Tony very well. I met Tony in 1968. I met him with Milwaukee Phil. I met him with Joey Lombardo. I met all those people at one time at American Bar. And they were nothing. And people, I get criticized all the time because people see them in casino. They see, and they said, "Oh no, he was vicious. He was a." And
they were nice with people.
I never heard him raise his voice the whole time I knew him.
Yeah. No, Tony was like, Michael wasn't like that either. But it just, that's, you're talking about how many years now? It's been since 86. Was that 40 years?
Oh yeah.
Wait.
June of 1980.
You had been dead for 40 years?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to.
No, but I mean, where to go 40 years? Look at me. I'm going to be 60. I'm old.
Well, take after me, then you don't get old.
You're younger. Yeah. He says we hit 80. Red, when he hit 80 years old, he felt old at 80. You did. At 80, you slowed down?
Well, when I hit 90, I realized that the body didn't operate the way the rest of it used to.
Yeah, you get going as good as the mind.
you get a little slower, like you walk a little slower. I mean, it's not the same, and you don't expect to be. I mean, you're not like 25 years old either. When you get 50, you're not like 25. I mean,
he's up at 2 a.m, Red. He's reading. He's up at 2, shaving, dressed by 6. He's out of the house by 7:30 every morning.
Oh, I'm dressed by 4. I mean, literally 4 in the morning. I'm shaved, showered, and dressed.
Yeah,
ready to go. And
7 days a week.
I have my bananas every morning. I eat bananas every morning.
3 bananas.
Yeah. And that
raisin cookie, a bran muffin, tea,
and a blueberry muffin. Yeah. And then I asked my wife at the grave, am I okay today? And she'll say, comb your hair better. and I do that. And then I go out.
He went to see my mother at the grave cemetery, heard a voice in there, and it was like sit next to him. And she says, "You're gonna like it in here, Nick."
Not at the cemetery.
Coming back.
I was driving my car.
Oh, driving. Okay.
In the back seat, it sounded like she was sitting there.
Okay.
This was a week after she passed away. She said, "Nick," and I heard her voice. I said, "Carol." She said, "You're gonna love it up here." And I said, "Oh my God!" I pulled over. I said, "What's going on in my mind here?" I mean, I thought it was my mind,
Yeah. I
actually heard it.
Yeah.
So they're making room for me up there, and I just said, "I'm not ready right now. Give me a little more time."
You got reservations, but they're far off.
I said, "I got to take care of Joey. Wait till and then I'll let you know."
Oh my God, that's so bad.
Can I get going out of here, or
you will get tired? Yeah, you can leave if you want.
I'll go upstairs and
get a massage.
I don't have any of the women here yet.
Okay. But yeah, he'll come on in a
Joey, I got to tell you this. Your dad, ask your dad about this. After you get to be 70, after you pass 70, you don't require that much sleep. You sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours a night, and that's it. That's all you need.
Well, you're right. I go to sleep at 6, 7 o'clock. I wake up at 11 p.m. And then I kind of go on and off. And at 2 o'clock, I'm starting to shave and shower. Yeah.
Hey, Red, you got to do the money now. But you got to take the money out, Red. You have to York and Roosevelt Roads, where you always save more money.
How's that going?
Okay. All right. You have to be Maury, and you say, at Celossi Chevrolet in Elmhurst. You have to do this at Celossi Chevrolet in Elmhurst at York and Roosevelt Roads, and my dad comes in, where you always save more money with you, right?
Okay, so
all right, I'm gonna do a drive-through with the old man. Listen up. At York and Roosevelt Roads, at York and Roosevelt Roads
where you always save more money.
No, wait, no, hold on, wait. At York and Roosevelt Road in Elmhurst, where you always save more money. No, I'm sorry, no. At Celossi Ellison Chevrolet at York and Roosevelt Road in Elmhurst, where you always save more money.
So, see, two people have to say at the same time. We always save more money.
All right, we'll do a run through, Red. At York and Roosevelt Roads. Wait. At Celossi Ellison Chevrolet.
Roads.
Wait, no. At Celossi Ellison Chevrolet at York and Roosevelt Roads,
Where you always save more money.
All right, let's do it. Go ahead, Red.
At York, or Celossi Edelson Chevrolet at York and Roosevelt Roads, where you always
save more money.
There you go. That's good.
Did I go too fast?
Try one more time. No, try one more time. Let's do it. One more time.
Let's do it again. Okay.
He does it. Go ahead, Red.
Go ahead, Red.
No,
he's going to say
Chevrolet at York and Roosevelt Roads, where you
always save more money.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now, Red, you're going to have to play that one as your intro. This is your show.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, you want to roll?
Yeah, you're going to stay here.
I'll stay and talk to him a little bit. We'll go.
All right, Red. When I see you, I'll save you more money too.
Yeah, I love him. Red, you know what I love about him? He looks good. He's gonna go dancing and here we go. All right. Yeah, I love the guy.
Yep.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure having him on. It really is. As we were talking earlier, didn't he have an advertising on the radio also? Joe, you're frozen up. What'd you do?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advertising on the radio also?
What's that? Yeah, he did all that.
Yeah, but
okay.
What stations were they?
Oh, Channel 9. Do you know that? I don't know if you remember. Every day at 12, maybe your people know it. Every day at 12 o'clock, they did WGN News, Nick and Maury. Just that 30-second spot in the 80s and 90s was $1,500 a day.
So they did WGN radio also?
And radio. Yep. That's why I think WGN came out with the news thing.
I don't think WGN had FM.
No, not radio. I'm sorry, not radio. Yeah, they had AM. No, they had AM radio.
I believe that was 920, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was on there. They interviewed me when they did the investigation. Yeah, WGN came out and they interviewed me how I got ransacked. Them and the Score Radio, Mike North from the Score. He was driving a car for me, and yeah, it was horrible. But the old man's funny. He looks pretty good for 94.
He looks great.
Right?
Looks, and he's sharp as a tack. He's got it all here.
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, people get a kick out of it because, listen, hey, for him to for him to make time here and disrupt his day and come out and spend 47 minutes with you. Let me tell you what, that's big for him. He would never do that for anybody. And you got the only interview. Well, here, not that it means anything. You got the only interview anybody's ever done. You got the first, probably the last one, unless. Yeah. Oh, it was John Randecker said the Celossi passed away. Glad it's not true. See? Wow, Tim. Wow. See how they said Celossi passed away? I knew it would change.
To Celossi. Again, he's here.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Aren't you at his home?
Yeah.
He's doing great. 94.
Yeah, for sure. And Red.
The crowd says, my dad's 94, but wheelchair bound due to Parkinson's disease.
Wow. So he was excited about he's excited about coming on here, right? I'm glad he made it because he knows he saw me on it before, and people, as I told you, they said, "Oh, I saw your son on a podcast, which was yours last year." So he didn't know. He said, "You had a podcast show?" I go, "Why don't you watch it?" He goes, "He doesn't know how to do YouTube on his phone. He's got the old flip." And so finally I said, now that we're doing the book, the author said, you got to go on a podcast. Why don't you start doing little podcast shows just to get you to start a soft release, like you're, and he goes, well, I go, well, Red would do it. I saw talk to Red, and Nikki's movie's coming out at the same time. I go, this is perfect. And the release, and it's done with John, and John Travolta's in it, and they can Google it. And we said, we put the videos out, with the Winnipeg News, and you can see it. And I've been harping on this thing for 2 years with him. So now it's finally done. And I guess then Legitimate Wise Guy, your buddy Tony and Michael, they're the movies that's coming out. I mean, they're going to film that next. And I'm not too excited, as we said. But you know what? One thing, now that this movie's done, Nikki's next movie is going to be easy to get the actors. Rose, you do one nice one, you'll get a good one. We just did with Travolta in Winnipeg. Okay, whoa. Right? That's how it works. Because if you're a good, big actor, you want to know what was the film company, what was the last movie they've done? Right? Well, they did one 2 years ago, it flopped. That's everything. Because their career is based on you, right? Their career is based on the film and then what's in the film. So
a lot of it's on distribution too. You can have the best quality film that there is.
You're right.
Quality, it's not going to. I talk about a movie all the time that was around the same time as The Godfather, and it was called Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. It was better than The Godfather.
I saw that movie.
It didn't get the ratings because it never got distributed.
Well, that's true. What do we talk? We talk about it. How many movies are made a year? Well, no, I was telling the author today. We just talking to him. You're gonna be. He wants to come on your show next week with me, the author, to talk about the publishing the old man's movie, the book. So he wants to take it to Netflix. He wants to do a show out of it, like an hour special about his life story. And I don't know. He said I could get somebody to buy it because to go back, like I don't know how he's gonna write it. Like I don't know if it's just filming his stories, but he's got a way that he could sell the idea at the end of his age. Funny, and with the wise guy crap, all that other side, it muddles the water, right? Because you have a car guy who's big on TV, and then right next statement, oh, they're connected. They're here. It's funny. Do you know how many comments I read on Maury's death, right? I read WGN and I read on the internet, and about every 30th comment, oh, Maury knows his partner's connected or something like that. Oh, it has to be a wise guy comment, which is horrible.
Years ago, Joe, I heard from so many people and said they're connected. They're connected.
Yeah.
I never repeated it though.
Yeah, and you're right. Well, he married the niece. That's about it. Married and he's friends with those guys. As you know, Red. Once you're friends with them, you go to vacations with them, you hang with them, and then you got money, and you're on TV. They want to make a sensational story, right? I wish, and honestly, it's always a wise guy joke. Like I read the comments, oh, is Maury, how many bodies did Maury find in the trunk? Or like, or you see how stupid people are, and it's still out there. They go, yeah, which son stole 40 million? The sons put him out of. It's so stupid, Red, and it's me they're talking about, right? It's me they're directing the 40 million at, because the incident with that thing 30 years ago. Oh, I ruined the family. I ruined the family. It's all bullshit. But I know that. But how they twist it and turn it and make you look like you're this. And but what I'm trying to get at is it's not. It's not necessary. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not necessary. And I learned one thing, and we talked about it. You believe nothing what you hear. All your people out there listening, trust me when I'm saying it. Believe nothing what you hear and half what you see. Because people lie. They lie. They say there's no. And trust me, I'm the poster child of it. I'm the poster child of it because I've heard everything that's never the truth. I mean, I've talked about some of the stories with you, Rod. It's no truth. None whatsoever, zero. Now, I did say to you, I remember where I know where it came out of. Some of these stories I could see where they might have started, right? Like with the Batman story. I was waiting at a restaurant and a guy comes out they always wait for me to leave. And he says nicely, are you the son? That's a good question. When will we out? Well, hey, Tim, I'll let you know in a few weeks.
But when I do know, Joe will be on with us, and he'll be telling us exactly.
Yeah, we'll be on the show. We'll be on Red's show. So, and my brother, we're gonna get my brother on here for sure now. And so when the guy comes up to me, he says, "If you work at the dealership," I go, "Yeah, you're Joe Celozzi, the son." Yeah, the son. It's always the son. And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "There's a story about one of Celozzi's kids." And I go, "Well, there's many. There's 3 brothers." He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah." He said, I don't know how to tell you this." I said, "Let me hear this one." He goes, "It's you because you work there." He goes, "Yeah, the other 2 don't work for your dad." One, I go, "Yeah." So he wanted to make sure it was me before he told the story. He goes that one of the sons picked up a girl downtown and got a motel room, and the girl tied him up, and a guy, a black guy, raped him and almost killed him. That's true. There's a guy that worked with his brother at Hepburn, Red, almost died. The clean people found the guy robbed and bleeding, and he got a guy in a Batman outfit came out, okay, with covered up. Well, the story changed to me. So I call my friend. I was so disturbed by it because it wasn't me, and I knew the story. And I called my copper friend, who's a detective at Oakbrook. I said, "You got to believe this. Last night, I'm in a restaurant, and the guy comes up to me. Remember the story about John's brother about a year ago?" He goes, "Yeah." The guy said it was me. He goes, "Oh yeah, I heard it a million times." What do you mean? "Oh, people ask me every day. Did Joey get raped?" I go, I told him, "No, it's not true." I go, "You never said anything." He goes, "It's not true. It's the guy's brother." I go, "Oh my God." So that story's out there that I'm the one. So I always joke to this day, there's people that think that I got moved by Batman. I mean, it's true. I mean, I mean, this is the crazy stuff, you know. And if I deny it on her, they're going to say, "Oh no, it was him. He's just saying that because he's embarrassed." But it wasn't me. It was the guy's brother that worked there, right? So what I'm trying to get at, you can't believe anything. I mean, zero, nothing.
There's so much gossip going on. It's ridiculous. Like earlier, somebody said they thought your father was dead.
Yeah, for sure. I saw that. Yeah.
How many others heard that story?
Well, I'm sure there's 30% of everybody thinks that Celozzi died. Right. Because how many people used to write letters to the dealership and call my dad Celozzi Edelson? They thought that was one word. Swear to you, I no kidding, right? No kidding.
You're Mr. Celozzi Edelson.
Hey, listen, I got more stories about, and I even told half of them, a lot of stuff with the wise guy, personal stuff. It's been a delightful, ride for me for sure. It's easy in one sense, but if I would rather not be. I'd rather just have a nice, quiet life because when you put yourself out there, and not that bothers me, but the jealousy and the envy, I'm not like that. I want everybody to do well. I don't have that hate in me. I don't care about what people do. I'm happy for people. I love myself enough that I don't care about, I want people to do well. I'm not a jealous person. So I don't get where that hatred and jealousy and good people are good people, right? So I don't get it. Never understood that. And for some reason, I hurt people. It's like people just did because they thought, "Oh, look at the old man. This guy don't do a thing. He walked into a nice deal." Well, that's not true. Working for the old man is like working for the general. He wasn't easy to work for. You didn't play around with him,
Sometimes it's harder working for family than it is working for a stranger because family will be harder on you. They'll expect more.
Yeah, and you got to remember too, Red, growing up in the 50s like he did in the 40s. 1 year there's only a few Italians that broke out of that made it, right? I'm not comparing it to African Americans with a great athlete, but something like that. So he was one of the few. There's a handful that made it outside of
that made it legitimate because out of his name.
That's right. There you go. That's it.
But guess
that's
what?
Right.
They were doing crime.
That's right. Because as you know, Red, the only thing they could get is a landscaping job, okay, or bricklaying job. Because when he went for jobs, all the Irish and whoever say, "Hey, Talander," or whatever, go get a bricklaying job. They wouldn't give us jobs, You're oh, that's nice, Bill. I was looking good, but they couldn't get jobs. So his 2 choices were he was laying brick, selling door to door. I told you, he tried to be a singer. Went to the stadium. Tried out, and I asked him. They're all Frank Sinatra singers.
Joe,
yeah,
he's a born salesman.
That's right. Born salesman. That's a good word. Born salesman. And you know what? And I said, now he's doing his book. I said, you have to look at your life as pretty good, right? He goes, Joe, it wasn't work. And it wasn't about the money. It was about you work hard and you love what you're doing. The money comes. The
If
money
you
comes.
love,
Yeah,
if you love what you're doing and put all your energy into it,
that's
the
it.
money will come. The money will
The
come.
money
It's
comes
like
with it.
build it and they will come.
Yeah, and if it's all about the money, you'll never make it. You're just chasing the money. Then you're not working at it. You're worried about the money, not worried about doing the right thing to get the money. Because you can't separate it. You got to work hard, and the money comes. You can't worry about the money then and work hard. It's got to be one or the other, because otherwise you're affecting one side of yourself.
It's a business ethic. You have to
There you
have
go.
a certain amount of ethics in business, because if you really enjoy, no matter what it is, if you enjoy making planes, or maybe you're just one of those persons that works in a factory that takes this
Right.
part, moves it over
Right.
here, maybe you spray paint. But if you enjoy what you're doing, when you finally retire, you did everything that you wanted to in life, and you're going to smile. Your dad was
That's
smart. He went into his own business. He took
Yeah.
a good partner. He took a good partner. He treated
Yeah,
him
lucky.
fair.
Yeah. He's got the best partner. He talks about Maury was beyond. He was a very intelligent man, and what partner never questions about now. My dad's not like that. He's a pretty hands-on guy. So for him not to even, he never asked him for one. If Maury says it made this month, he never questioned line 5. Never looked at anything. Whatever he said, if he said we have 2 pennies or $2, okay, that's what we have. He never checked them ever. I mean, I'm telling you, never even
And
said a.
the arrangement, that was his talent. That was
Yeah.
his talent.
And he's a good man. Now Maury's gone. That guy, I loved him. He was my boss, and I got along with him because I worked for him. You follow me? He was my boss. Even my dad's half owner. I worked for him. He's my boss. So no different from me working for a stranger. It was the same difference. I always felt he could get rid of me.
You saw him deteriorating before he left. I mean, he got sick way before. How long was he? 2 years, a year?
What's that?
How long was he?
That
2 years, a year?
Well, that's a good question. The last 6-7 years, he was slowly. He couldn't walk right, in a wheelchair. Yeah. So, but Maury had a bad back in the 40s, in his 40s. In the 80s, he had a bad back. He played tennis. He couldn't hardly walk sometimes. Okay, and then slowly he got, he got more ailments. He had surgery done in his 70s, and then he couldn't walk. Okay, let's put it this way. The last year is 24-hour. Somebody lived there to take care of him. So there you go, wheelchair. So he was.
It was a surprise to you. You watched it gradually happen.
Yeah, for me. And, I personally, as close as you get to Maury, I felt he was like an uncle to me. He was my boss. I had all respect for him. If he told me whatever it was, that was it. If he deducted $2 out of my paycheck because I had something I didn't charge, right? I didn't. That's it. I got treated like every employee, and I was an employee, and I followed the rules. There's no business is business, and I have a lot of respect for that. Hit the like. Okay, I like that, Jim.
Jim McAfee, when you don't earn your money legitimately,
There you go. He's right. He's right.
You don't appreciate it, and
That's right.
and your life is not legitimate in your own eyes. You don't look at it that way.
Yeah, because that's the truth. Jim's right. That is the truth, and the truth is the truth. Period. That's the laws of life. That's the laws of life. Yeah. So that's true. Those are the moral codes of life, right there. He's right. That's a great statement. That's wisdom on steroids. That's Jim. That's wisdom on steroids for sure. And I agree with.
Jim's not a youngster. He's been around.
I could see that. That's why I said wisdom. Youngsters don't have wisdom. Guys our age. I think Jim's probably close to my age, somewhere around there.
You're quite.
Looks like he's in his 50s. Yeah. I'm trying to sign a contract for 150 years old now. but I don't know if I can get there. I want to live to 150. I'm gonna have to. I feel like I'm my second life. But now the old man, Red, we were here at 3 o'clock waiting for you. The old man said, I thought it was 3. I know how he is. He's always early, and he lasted like I said, it almost sounds redundant, but he lasted 45, 40 minutes. That's a lot for him. And to do this at this time, he would never do it for nobody. And he's been asked periodically to go on shows. He won't do them. He just doesn't have to. He doesn't want to drive. Have to drive him. He doesn't want to do it. And so this to him, he said, "I'll do it." Was really good. I was happy that we had us on here. We appreciate it. Very thoughtful, and we will make sure that we take this journey, his book, Nicky's movie, through you first, and we're gonna go through the Redmobile. We'll call it the Redmobile first, and then they can go from there. But that's how you work. That's that old school loyalty, and you're a good guy. You're the truthful guy.
When he gets published, are you going through Amazon?
That's a good question. You did. We'll have to talk to you. And we're done about it.
I uploaded mine from Amazon.
Okay. So you self-published it.
Yeah. You save.
Okay.
You save 20%.
Well, there you go. And how long has your book's been selling?
Oh wow! Since 2016, and I've sold over 285,000 copies.
Wow! There you go. See, and you still.
Pardon?
You still selling, right? They still sell.
Let me look right now and see if I have any sales today.
Red, you get a haircut? You look like you got a haircut.
Do I what?
You got a haircut?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one 2 days ago.
Yeah, you look like a fresh, like a car was just detailed. Look brand spanking new. I just noticed. Maybe new glasses too. You got new glasses? Something's different about you.
Today I sold one book. I've sold one book today so far. But every day I sell something. So even if I only sold, sometimes it's 4 or 5 a day. But if I only sold one a day, that's 365 in a year.
Yeah, but still.
So
that's right.
You just do it more.
And you know what?
Mike Morrissey says, I'm buying your book, Red. The description for the book, the link for it is down below. That's for an autograph copy, Mike. But if you want to go to Amazon and buy a non-autographed copy, you can do that too. Same price. I'll autograph it for you for the same price you get it for Amazon. And
there you go. There you go. See? There you go. You got the what do they call it?
And that's what I would do if I were you or your dad. If I were your dad, when I got the time, I would autograph like 100 copies and put those side. Put those on the side.
I got you. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good idea. Yeah. And then, as you know, the autograph copies down the line. People that collect books and you don't know how they go for it. Books get hot, and you got autograph copies from the author. And it's just it's always good to have somebody's book that's signed. It's like a picture. I don't know why, but that's the way it rolls, But again, my brother's coming to town in a few weeks. I think I will find out. I'm going to talk to him. We'll get him on the show with the three of us.
Maybe we get
what's that?
Maybe we get a computer with a bigger screen.
Oh no, we will. I had for him, now that he did it, the old man's gonna love it. We'll be on a different plateau. I'll do it in a different room now that for sure. But this worked out good because I was a little nervous about if he still was gonna do it. He's old and he may say I don't feel good. That's all. So you don't know, But he liked it. He said, "How long do I have? 10 minutes?" But I appreciate it. I know it's been an hour now, and I thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
All right.
Salute to both of you.
Thank you. And let me know when you want us on again. And I appreciate it. And you're the man, Red. You're the man. When I come back in my next life, I'll come back as you. For sure. Thank you.
The combination of the videotapes and Wemette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweiz, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, my reputation precedes me, son.